Hello, good afternoon. This is David at Everything Economics, and today we're going to do a book review. And this is going to be the first of several books that I go over and give my personal opinion on. So today we're going to talk about a very simple personal finance book called The Richest Man in Babylon. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, first of all, The Richest Man in Babylon, it was written by George S. Clason in 1926, and it's almost 100 years old now. And you might be wondering, well, what does Babylon have anything to do with personal finance? Well, it teaches financial principles using parables set in ancient Babylon. So when you read through the book, the setting is in Babylon, and the characters' names have Babylonian names, and so when you're reading through it, it's kind of like reading through a little history story. But it's applied to personal finance, and the focus of the book is on savings, investing discipline, and lifelong growth. And I first read this book when I was a teenager. My mom got it for me. I was in high school, probably, I don't know, 13, 14 years old. And she knew I was kind of interested in money and investing in stocks and so forth. And so she got me this book. And it's the very first book I've ever read on personal finance. So if you yourself, if you have a kid and you're wanting to get them interested in personal finance, this is certainly a great book to start out with. Or if you're an adult and you don't know much about personal finance and you're ready to dip your toes into the pool and see what's out there, this is a great easy book that you can just get started with. It's very simple. It's not too difficult to understand, and it's available at just about every library. And even if you can't get it at the library, you could buy it online for very cheap. The book is over 100 years old, so you could probably find a copy on Amazon or someplace for like a few dollars. You can also find it online for free if you want to download a free copy because, as I said, it's over 100 years old and the copyright has run out on it, so you can download it for free. But like I said, it's a great book to start off with if you're just getting interested in personal finance. All right, so what are the key principles in this book? Well, there's five main principles. One is uh, pay. You pay yourself first. So you save at least 10% of your income. And this could be income from a job, it could be income from a side hustle, it could be income from maybe you have an investment and you want to save 10% of the income that you get from it. But basically, save at least 10% of anything that you get. Um, and then the next principle is living, which is live below your means. Control your lifestyle inflation. So you've probably heard it all before. Don't spend more money than you have. Try to avoid using credit card debt or any other type of debt when you can. Obviously, not everybody can do that, but you try to live within your means. You limit your excessive spending on like clothes and entertainment and stuff. The next thing is which is make your money work. So the money that you are saving, don't take your money and put it under a mattress where it's not earning any interest or any dividends or income. Take the money that you're saving and invest it somehow. And like I said, you can invest it in the stock market. You can, of course, you could put it in a CD in a bank, um, or you could, if you decide you want to do a side hustle, you can put it towards getting the equipment or whatever you need to make money on the side. So, but basically, invest it so that you get some kind of a return. And then guard your treasure. Avoid risky or speculative ventures. Every day we are bombarded in the news and the social media, great, fantastic ideas, get rich quick schemes, and so forth. And a lot of these ideas or ventures tend to be risky or speculative, or simply just not um, what they claim to be. And so you have to, when you start saving your money, you have to kind of guard against uh, risk so that you don't lose your treasure or lose your investment. And so you have to avoid really risky assets. And then finally, increase, which is increase your earning ability, which may be improving your skills, your knowledge, learning something that might help you earn more money at work or get a better paying job. Um, a lot of times they say learn coding or learn, get computer skills, which will add to your income if you have more knowledge about computer programs and so forth. But basically, improve your knowledge set. All right, so let's continue. Okay, so what are these actionable steps that we can take? Well, first of all, set aside 10% of all income immediately. So as soon as you get paid, take 10%, put it aside for investment. And that includes your salary, that includes any other income you might be earning. It includes, say you get a bonus check or win the lottery, take 10%, put it aside. Next thing is track your expenses and reduce unnecessary spending. And we all know, things that we'd like to get. We'd like to go out to eat. We'd like to, buy things for ourselves or for others. So we need to learn to track that spending so that we can reduce anything that might be unnecessary. And then finally, invest. The money that you set aside, you invest regularly in diversified, proven assets. Diversified meaning don't put your eggs all in one basket. So if you buy a stock, don't put it all in one stock because that would be a higher risk. Put it in different stocks and diversify. And there's easy ways to do that, and I'll go over that in a second. And proven assets. That's another key word. Try to avoid the high risk investments. The next actionable steps might be to build an emergency fund to prevent setbacks. A lot of times they tell you to say save 6 months of have 6 months worth of savings. So and that's in case you lose your job or something, get sick, or you have a terrible car accident or something major happens. Usually having 6 months savings set aside will help you get by when you have some serious problems that need to be taken care of. Granted, it's not always easy to get 6 months savings, but if you could save 2 months savings, 3 months savings, that's better than nothing. But the idea is that you have some kind of emergency fund to protect yourself from setbacks. And then finally, develop skills that increase income potential. So this could be simply getting another degree, getting a graduate degree. I have 2 graduate degrees myself, and that has helped me in getting better jobs at higher salaries. It could be licenses, like any professional licenses, like a trade or skill. It could be getting a certification, maybe, like I said, learning about something about computers, learning more about technology. There's certifications that you can get. And all of these will help increase your long-term income, because if you become more qualified in something, employers are going to be willing to pay more for your qualifications, and so increasing your or developing your personal skills is extremely useful in getting money in the long term. Now, comparison to modern advice. I know if you go to YouTube or any social media, you will have tons and tons and tons of personal finance advice. And if you go to the bookstore, you can find tons of books on personal finance. All of them have their own recipe. And if you compare all of them to this one, The Richest Man in Babylon, they're generally pretty much the same. One, saving 10 to 20% of your income. That's what most of them do. So yeah, saving part of your income that comes in. Budgeting and expense tracking remain essential. So yes, watching your expenses, uh, you know, watching your budget, and there's lots of computer apps, phone apps that you can use to track your expenses if you're into that. Personally, I don't use one, but I'm pretty good about tracking my expenses. But if you're interested, you can download an app and help track your expenses. Investing aligns with index funds, ETFs, retirement accounts. So again, if you're not a stock expert, that's fine. You can invest in an ETF or some kind of index fund. Personally, I'm invested in the S&P 500 index fund. So basically what that index fund, it follows the S&P 500. And if you've heard on my other another video, S&P 500 is pretty much the gold standard with respect to following the stock market. So if you could find an index fund or an ETF that follows the S&P 500, that would be a great start. Because no matter how good or bad the market is, the S&P 500 will always trend upwards. And so even if it dips today or the next 6 months, and it will eventually move upward. So this is a very safe way to invest. Risk management parallels insurance and diversification. So when you're managing your risk, well, that's basically getting insurance. So if you own a home, get insurance on it. If you have a car, you may have insurance on your car. Diversification. Diversify your assets. Don't have everything all in one basket. So like if you invest in stocks, you can invest in a variety of stocks. If you own a house, that's great. Maybe you want to start putting money into a retirement account or an ETF. So basically the idea is to diversify your assets. And then skill development. All of these modern advice, modern books, they'll tell you to upskill or develop your skills, get certifications. I have a few certifications myself, and so I keep them up to date. So that's one way to help increase your income. So if you have any questions or you have any comments, be sure to put them in the comments section. I'll be happy to read through them, and I can even offer a little bit of advice if you are interested, and no charge, of course. And so this is The Richest Man in Babylon. And like I said, it's a great entry book. It's a very basic book to get started on your personal finance journey. There's no complicated formula, and it's great. Like I said, it's great for kids if you want to get them interested in personal finance, or if you're an adult and you're wanting to start getting your finances in order and you're kind of new to all of this. All right. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time.